So I just put in these new databases, and the one that I want to turn on is this solar one. So I just built this last night, and if everything went as planned, it should be already inside of the system. So I'm going to pick that one. I'm also going to pick merchant cash advance because this is a new one I just did as well. So now that those two are on, and I also turned the other ones off. So when I refresh, we'll be able to see them over here. So there's my merchant cash advance one. So this is the database Akeem had us put up for him, people who are looking for vocal coaches. So it can be as niche as it needs to be for it to work. So now you can show your client who you'll be selling the data to that you would put this together custom for them. Really, it's the other data provider doing it for you. But again, it's a white label. So you have the ability to present this entire service as you doing it for them. You can customize your users' drop downs. So if your user wants a drop down by state, or maybe they just want to be able to use the text to put a state, they have that ability. And why would someone want to do the text for the state? Well, you can go GA, comma, NY, comma, NJ, and now you have 3 states you just looked for. Versus if you do a drop down, you have to do one by one. Once you have a database that you purchased, like I said, you can either assign it to the user specifically underneath customers and CRM by clicking the little database icon right here. Now, if the database is not assigned to your white label, it will not appear here. So all of these databases are appearing here because they're underneath the purchase database section. So the database has to be purchased in order for you to assign it to new users. Now, the other thing you can do is you can actually pre-build a plan with the specific database. So just like before, you have all the ad plans. Well, we can call this NVA motor vehicle accident live intent. So I'm naming it live intent because people have been Googling the database that we're going to attach to this plan. So we can just, the default price, 1,000. Limited downloads, list, mailing list. And you can get as detailed as you want here. I usually just go to ChatGPT and ask it to reward it. And what I want to navigate down to is I want to turn off all these other databases. So I don't want this person for motor vehicle accidents to see anything about B2B or homeowners. So they'll just have B2C. And I'm also going to add in the motor vehicle accident database. So now we can click that. I'm going to turn off the free trial over here to no. And now we hit add, and now there is a plan that will exist on our pricing page. And when we go to sign up for this plan, it will only have the database for the motor vehicle accidents.
So when we are using the intent data now, is there any requirement because I especially work with the B2B SaaS companies who are specifically into providing HRMS solutions or data solutions. So can we they are also currently using Google Ads to generate leads. So can we use the intent data specifically to their keywords and to get to see which company or individual are looking for their particular solution?
Correct. Yeah. So within the way that we have the pricing set up is for $4.99, you get to tell us what combination of keywords you want for a specific database. And then this updates, and every month you can change what words you want, and because you're not stuck with the same thing every month. And so this can be bought for you to use, and you get unlimited. There's no limit. The whole database is yours for the month. So everything you end up changing in here, right? So website customization, any of this ends up getting changed on this homepage.
Okay.
Oh, step one, log in through APP, Advocate Data, then you go to the admin, and then basically you can go to your domain. So there's three parts of this whole thing. Now, one change is anything that you end up buying on the pricing page on Advocate Data assigns and basically auto purchases it for your white label. So anything you end up buying on your front end account, you end up getting to resell by default in the white label.
Hey, how you doing, Brian? Yes, I'm in the solar industry as well too. I had a specific question about type of leads. Can you guys get like denials, like people that tried to get solar and then got denied?
In terms of data that's, public source, no. But in terms of if we're looking for someone Googling, I was denied for solar or credit loans for solar, theoretically, what you could do is you'll see there's a credit score rating here, and it's not, it's not like it gives you the number, but it goes in alphabetical order. So theoretically, you could go through the people looking for solar who are, D, E, and F.
Can we also filter it doing the job title as well?
So there's a few things here. I'll go through it. And I actually don't even know every job title that's in the system technically. So
Okay.
so part of it comes down to I have to make the drop downs, which would consist of everyone. So here's the industry the company's in by the code, industry that the business is in, and here your job title and department.
Got it. Brian, I just had one more question regarding intent data. Can we filter out the intent data based on the employee headcount as well as the revenue?
Yes. So
we can do that, right?
Yes. So we'll go through the table real quick. So there's a lot of info, and obviously if there's an NA, that means that info does not exist for that user. So we have these switches over on our left side here. Let's scroll down, lots and lots and lots. All right, so I can add these how you want. So I personally always use this, that there's not a skip trace cell phone to remove it basically. So you can make it so everything has to have, LinkedIn URLs, and then you can also, under the employee count, I need to put the filter together. I didn't do that, but it is there.
Got it. And Brian, like if I have not consumed, let's say all my credits, right? So can I use it next month as well? Like, do I get a rollover?
It's unlimited actually. So, I mean, you get 1 million a day, and I mean, 1 billion every single day. And there's only 500,000 records that you end up getting subscribed to for the last 9 days. So you end up getting unlimited downloads. Just each download can't be more than 5,000 records in a CSV. So if you want to download 500,000 records, you just need to download 1,000 CSVs, and you'd have everything.
Talk about how, businesses that sell these lead services make money with the system.
So we've made that our priority. So our system is designed to charge the data providers to a bigger extent, not the data resellers. So when you guys subscribe to us, all of our packages are unlimited, other than just that list limit. So what I personally did when I started doing this 5 years ago, before this system existed that I built, I would sell for $500 a month, 10,000 records, and typically to someone who already did insurance or they were a marketing agency. I will say that people knew what to do with the data. They knew that they were going to plug it into a Facebook audience because they had the SHA-256, or they knew they were going to use Instantly for the email campaign, or maybe they're a call center and they've been doing it for 20 years. There are two types of clients. There's the ones that know exactly what to do out the gate with the data. And those people I'll typically charge a little bit less actually, because they'll buy a lot more and they'll always come back because I know all of this contact information is really good. Now, if you're going to work with someone who's newer to sales or anything outbound, I would recommend coming up with smaller packages. So a lot of people, like the biggest example I use, and not in any offensive way, is Primerica. People who sell U65 insurance typically had no problem paying $500. I mean, some of them paid $3,000 a month for their whole team. It was not a problem. That was not the case of Primerica users. And for instance, their price point, $79 a month, $99 a month, they would get 500 leads a day. And that price point, they were actually able to make money on. They compared to paying 500 or 1,000 a month. So you can customize and make the package smaller for them. And that's the whole reason I made this a white label, is there's every client needs something.
Talk about the ability to, your list limit is 5,000, but that doesn't mean that your customer's list limit has to be that much. You can, limit their list limit and then upsell packages and reselling the credits. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you get unlimited credits with a list limit of 5,000, and you can subdivide that any way you want. So if you want your users to get only 500 leads a day, you pull out the basic plan, start at $79. Credits can be used for any database. And one of the questions someone had earlier, do the credits aggregate? Well, you have the ability to let them aggregate or not, meaning if you want this to go to 1,000 the next day or 1,500 the day after, you'll have a switch to let you do that. So it's all up to you guys, because what we're charging you at the end of the day for is the list limit, because that is when the system actually is spending money looking for data and downloading data. So with all that flexibility, you can do it however you need to. Just bear in mind, there's a list limit that you can resell like pieces of. So this is all your classic data from people, businesses, homeowners, aged solar leads. And over here, we have custom databases. And this is the new piece that was put together. So now users have the ability in their white label side, if you hit this admin tab, to now license and resell other databases that people can upload on their own. But one really cool thing that we added is maybe your user is going to get very overwhelmed from 80 columns of information. Now they have the ability to pre-filter what information they want out of the spreadsheet. So if I'm just going to do Facebook marketing, well, maybe I only want the Shade 256 and the phone number, personal phone, my personal email. So now I can export this spreadsheet without any of this other information, which makes the spreadsheet much smaller and a lot easier to manage and let your client upload to their CRM, their dialer, anything like that. So I just put in these new databases, and the one that I want to turn on is this solar one. So I just built this last night, and if everything went as planned, it should be already inside of the system. So I'm going to pick that one. I'm also going to pick Merchant Cash Advance because this is a new one I just did as well. So now that those two are on, and I also turned the other ones off, so when I refresh, we'll be able to see them over here. So there's my Merchant Cash Advance one.